to like tense or structure consciously at the end of the hit? No. And you guys were hitting pretty hard.
I thought it was more of a drop.
Yeah, but the drop doesn't mean tension. The drop means basically that bounce. Remember, a drop, when you get down to it, especially when you get good at it, is just an instant of total relaxation. Okay? So when we're doing, touching like this, Jerry, try to move. Oh, sorry. Try to move somewhere else. Okay? None of this will work if I'm consciously tensing at any point, because it just happens too fast. Wish we had one of my little fake head things. This will do. No, just kidding. Okay.
No, use this. How about the medicine ball?
But the idea is, just so you can see what I'm talking about. If Bruce is like doing something to me like fast or whatever, okay, all that stuff, there can't be any tensing or like conscious penetration at any point. How do I show this? Bruce, take my head off, whatever. You all right?
Yeah.
Okay, you're good, right? So you felt like these things over here, right? Yeah. This was all very like bouncing and just boom, 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 like bone bounces. The drop happens, yes. Is there stuff within it that's like that split second of structure that then goes away? Yeah. But it can't be something that you consciously apply tension to. Okay? It's all just natural reactions within the body. I'll stop hitting you, Bruce.
So when you feel that contact, it's just a...
You don't do anything. It basically, if you just do like kind of the stuff we've been doing, right? Did that have something in it? Okay. If I try to see that freeze, you freeze like that. That's me consciously kind of putting that structure in. If you do that, that's time that the bad guy has to take your head off and get back in the game. The idea is, can you hold that? Right? The idea, okay, when we start doing like these touch things, like fast, and like to different targets, it's easiest to bounce like between different stuff as opposed to like this is the jackhammer, the same one. Have you seen on any of the videos where John does like the very fast like jackhammer type strikes? He can't be consciously tensing or anything like that. All it is just my body. Remember, when it comes right down to it, like dropping is just very subtle muscular control, creating this suddenness and getting that whole skeleton moving together. You all right?
Yep.
Okay.
Thanks, Bruce, for being the great demo player.
So, which means as
It's like no more questions from Jerry.
as we're moving, boom, yeah, and you're making all these touches and connections. I don't want you thinking that. Maintain your freedom. Good. Yeah. Not by going like this, by going like this more, right? And keep changing those angles and moving in, and moving in, and moving in, and moving in. Keep angles moving in, not resisting. Not doing that. All right. Boom, bang, bang, and keep touching, and keep touching. Good. And all that touching, when it gets, I don't want you to mess your back up by going too fast or whatever. But basically, you're in good shape, right? Don't worry, just touching, right? So if we're doing like very fast, you're right?
Yep.
If we're doing very fast contact flow, you can hit me whatever. Right? So if you notice, I'm being very careful and like placing my stuff, like counting coup, that kind of thing, while trying to keep the body free. I'm not, continue. Notice it's much easier for Doug to hit me when I'm kind of consciously thinking of adding tension. That was clear, right?
The way you're moving, you almost couldn't add tension.
Exactly. That's the thing. If we're moving like this kind of speed, which again, this is still a lot slower than like holy shit speed. Like if I actually thought Doug had like a blade or something, right? Something like that were happening, I will be hitting plenty fast. And from training, if you've learned to be loose, or as loose, again, under duress, you might not be totally loose, but just, a lot looser than you'd be otherwise. That's when you can get this kind of, again, I'm not fast, right? In terms of mile per hour speed and reaction time, I'm not fast. That's a categorical fact, right? John isn't all that fast either compared to most of the guys that he had to deal with and train with, okay? But if you're loose and efficient and united, that allows you to do stuff sooner, all right? Sooner and with less wasted time and motion. Okay, so it's not a matter of speed, but it's like if I'm here and he's stabbing me or something, bang, right? Right? There's no time for any structuring or setting up or anything like that. Okay, it's pure, at that point, instinct. I mean, educated instinct, right, from training. Okay, and sensitivity, and just your bones just penetrate where they need to go. Is this making any sense? In other words, get rid of that idea of in contact flow, just relax, slow contact flow. Just get rid of the idea in contact flow that I should be structuring or pushing or tensing. No, if I can literally, boom, if I can do these touches, and you'll feel that you can feel the qualitative difference, right? A touch that has the skeleton behind it, just like in the drills we were doing, versus just continue. All right, I could touch a Doug like this all day, and he won't give a shit, right? he feels the difference between that versus even when I'm being gentle, these touches that he kind of feels, go through them, and it's not because of tension, it's just because of the way my skeleton is behind it. Okay, and you notice when Doug's touching me, just trying to roll with it at all times and not be caught, flat against it, right? He can hit me all day if I'm moving with it, okay? It's that one time when I go right into it, that's when I'm fucked, okay? Or the one time when I don't continue, take his balance off as he hits. All right, that I'm fucked. Does this make sense?
That makes a lot of sense.
All right, and so one way to, again, so just to bring this all together before you gotta leave. So, what did we start with? Just this idea that no matter what, if he's within my sphere of influence, bam, I can always reach out and touch something, right? If he's coming into my sphere of influence, boom, I can reach out and touch something, and whatever I touch, I can harm, sorry, okay?
Got you.
I know, right, and that's fingers, in reality, you use bones, come slower, right? Something like that. Again, I'm not even saying like always hit arms, but that might be the first thing you see, right? Or I'm like not even aware of it, he's doing something, like, woo, I can always touch something. So if I can do that, what problem do I have? Well, a few problems could be if he's, has something going right through me, and like timing wise, like, whoop, I need to be able to move with that, so notice what I just did, just what we were just saying in contact flow, right? Pick a different angle, and then keep touching, and don't let him get back into it. Or maybe he's lucky and he gets out of the way of my first touch, and now we got to move, and or just the simple fact that we can never count on these touches to actually stop them. Okay, we wanted to, but so whatever's happening, right? I still need to be able to move with it and maintain my freedom, so that I can continue just to connect wherever I can, right? And again, real fights aren't necessarily like that. It could be a matter of he's coming at me and I'm like, oh shit, boom, and I just managed to get that. And that might be the extent of it. I feel that I can touch there, and then he loses balance. He might come back at me, but I'm already running. You never know. Or I need to get through him to the door. He's trying to stop me. Whoa, right? Instead of getting stopped, I was able to move with it. As opposed to stop me again. I tense against it. Now he stopped me. Now he gets behind me. Now whatever else happens. Okay, so it's just these little changes. Whoa, bop. Right? Just the fact that I did that instead of went against him. Okay? And at speed, these little changes, go real fast, Doug. At speed, these little changes are little and fast. Okay? And you might not even see them like to the naked eye. But that's what this is about. So get the ability, to use your looseness, to be able to hit anything damagingly anywhere without any setup, without any telegraphed intention, and by the same token, use your looseness within your whole body to maintain that freedom, so you can always do it. Make sense? Right? Again, even if he is like, no guarantee, but it might work. Okay, just, if you're able to do that wherever you can, then that's good. But again, if he's already got me off balance and whatever, and I'm hanging from this, time for some ground fighting maybe, right? Where, by the way, same stuff applies. If you can get your legs loose, so that it's instead of just big, like kind of dumb leg movements, which are pretty effective in and of themselves, you can get them very precise the way John can get when he's on the ground. He's just like sticking his foot in places where you would not think his foot can get, and it's like goes through you like a bullet each time. And then, not for nothing, like remember in contact flow with all the touching, it's good that you get the sensitivity of actually touching people, and you get to do it repeatedly without seriously injuring training partners. Okay, and then on the pads you get to, you know, release it more, so it's not just count and coup. There are images. One image I just want to share that John pointed out a couple times ago in New York, when he said one image he has when hitting, it's not the only one, is that he's not just kind of like hitting or pushing through or hitting there or whatever. He's visualizing that, just move me, Doug. He's visualizing that he's like, that the bad guy is like a chunk of dry clay, and he's knocking big chunks of it out. So wherever you're going, it's like, boom, 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 boom. I'm not gonna do it to your head, but you, right? Just having that, you feel the difference in,
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily hitting you harder, but just kind of having that qualitative image makes it nasty. Just something to play with. And I think there was a famous boxer lately who said something like that in an interview, that like when he hits guys, he's like cracking the whip right at the contact and taking chunks out of them, as opposed to just like trying to hit them or bludgeon them. I've been Deontay Wilder, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say Wilder said that. He
Oh.
said he wanted to kill someone in a ring too, but
Nice. So, any questions?
Michael
from
Moore used to
Jerry
say he always
first?
wanted to
No,
bust a
that,
cheekbone.
that helped me a lot.
Okay, yeah, so again, it's not like now you guys didn't know something before and now you know all the secrets and you got, no, it's just, all of this is just different ways to think about it that hopefully will keep things carrying on. I would say though, just that idea of contact flow, maintaining your freedom so that you're always able to just touch, and then, you know, making sure through your training that that touching can be at least moderately effective. That could be a good thing. And remember, never count on it. It's not like just because we did these drills that now you have like the super death touch. Guys can take a lot of punishment, okay? And you don't count on, you know, anything necessarily stopping them. But quite frankly, if you can continue, it's one thing that you can actually feel in contact flow, even if your touches, you know, don't, you know, knock them out, what they can do is keep them out of position and off balance, right? So that hopefully maybe you can get to like something where you can do something really nasty that'll either stop them or make them want to stop. Make sense? All right, so like even if I do get him square in, no, the Doug's not gonna let me. No, it's fine, keep going, Doug. Even if I do get him square in the neck or whatever, don't necessarily count on that, you know, 86 of them. You gotta keep moving, and that's the point of, again, if all you needed to do was to be able to hit well, then we would just keep doing the hitting exercises and say, hey, you'll be cool. But unfortunately, you know, bad guy gets a vote, and you need to be able to move to maintain your freedom. Yeah,
The progression today was very useful.
I'm glad.
No,
Yeah,
very
and
useful.
you could totally revisit that. I'm doing it with my guys, like, because even though you might have gone through it and you can do this, guess what? A couple weeks later, all of a sudden they're all like stiff or whatever.
Yeah.
And again, just realize kind of the idea of getting this same feeling. You know, the same feeling when you're doing this very loose, very large motion, and of course, obviously, you can just smack it. Most people get this pretty easily because they can feel it. They can swing their arm around and like just whack things with it, and then like how that automatically kind of gets you starting to drop just to contain the over travel, and then do it at a, you know, doing it at a vertical angle, and then realizing that vertical angle can be a lot shorter, and then it can actually be anything, and then taking that same feeling. Right, bump, 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 and being able to, and realizing that if you can move your body to touch, bump, right, it's very hard to stop once you get your body moving together, and you're just thinking about touching rather than, yeah, right. You can avoid that a mile away. Can't avoid that so easy. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So you're taking that same loose feeling, that ability to generate a lot of penetration and. Again, I don't want to say power, but like bone penetration, very suddenly. And then just learning to take it and put it anywhere, you know, with your full skeleton behind it. And again, that can come and that can come out of anywhere. You know, Jerry's already pushing me off balance, mauling me, punching, yeah, like, you know, do something like that to me, right? Could, you know, right? You can boom. You can do it from there. You can do, you know, he's doing it to me again. It's like not a matter of technique. It's like, you know, anywhere that he's got me, got me all fucked up. Oh, sorry. Boom, right? Anywhere, and again, it's not structuring, it's just releasing. That's why I like the word releasing on those exercises, right? You can just touch, or you can release it through.
Thank you.
Thank you, and we can all keep moving if you want.